with Tony Thacker. He is the Executive Director of the NHRA Museum, and just want to introduce you to him, talk a little bit about what he's in Chattanooga, visiting Coker Tire for. You were just at the Hot Rod Reunion in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Bowling Green, Kentucky, and it was great. How I got to Chattanooga, I'm not really sure. I got lost on the freeway going to the airport. Here I am. But I'd always wanted to visit Coker Tire, and it's just an absolutely incredible place. I mean, can't believe how big and impressive and just amazing it is.
Well, I was out in the Pomona area in California visiting NHRA Museum. NHRA, here's the website. You like that? Putting a museum for Coker Tire's 50th anniversary and Honest Charlie's 60th anniversary. But the NHRA Museum that Tony's the director of has so much information in there. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. The museum, it's 10th anniversary this year. Was founded by the founder of the NHRA, Wally Parks, who sadly died last year, but it's kind of a shrine to Wally and to American motorsports. So it's not just drag racing. It's we're having a NASCAR exhibit coming up soon. Your exhibit's got drag cars, road race cars, Ed Winfield's Model T. I mean, it's a wide selection of vehicles. So there's something for everybody there.
Definitely. Tell us a little bit about how you came into the whole car industry.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, I grew up in England, of course, hence the accent, and had a paper route. I delivered newspapers, and a guy on my paper route had Hot Rod magazine, and I wasn't smart enough yet to figure out why he would be reading Hot Rod magazine, but I'd sit on the curb in this grey, miserable country, surrounded by grey, brown cars, looking at pictures of red and yellow cars and blue sunshine, and thinking, oh man, I wish I could be part of that. And it took a while to figure out how to do that, but in the early 60s, a bunch of American drag racers came to England. Tommy Ivo, Tony Nancy, Dundee Deuce, Mickey Thompson, and my dad, who wasn't really into cars, he was into beer, he liked beer. And
that goes hand in hand sometimes.
Yeah, he took me and my school friends to the race, and I was just hooked. I mean, I just thought it was the coolest thing. And so just gradually sort of figured out how to get into it, and became really an automotive journalist. And again, my dad helped me. He bought me a camera, and just haven't really looked back. So I've been doing it ever since. And then I worked for a long time for the SoCal Speed Shop out in California, and we put a 60th anniversary exhibit in the museum. And Wally called me up and said, "Hey, I really love that exhibit. Do you want to come and work for me?" Well, how could you resist? The icon of our industry, and the chance to go and work for him, even if for only a few years. I mean, it was just wonderful. He was just such a great gentleman, just such a lot of fun, and I just learned so much from Wally. I mean, even at 94, he'd email me 2 or 3 times a week saying, "What are we doing about this? What about this? Let's try this." I mean, he was just really, so enthusiastic and so energetic. Yeah, and an innovator. I mean, 94 guy emailing you is, that's just great in the first place. It was wonderful.
Yeah, I know a lot of my friends' parents don't even have email.
Yeah, and
90s.
He was struggling with learning to scan photographs and email pictures to me because
That's great.
It was great. And he was still driving right up until the last few months before he died. He was still driving a car, which was scary.
Yeah.
But I mean, he could do it, and he could cope with it real well. So it was great. Sad loss.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, they just had the. I guess it was the Hot Rod Reunion in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Yeah.
It was a big turnout. It was bigger than last year.
49% up on last year.
That's great.
Which, given the gas prices and the other economic problems we've got, I mean, we'd have been happy if it had been flat. But I mean, to be up by 49% over last year was just absolutely incredible. Just a testament to, the enthusiasm of all of these people. I mean, we had about 10 top fuel teams drive out from California. You think
they drove out,
towing their rigs,
That's great.
4 miles to the gallon, and you've got to bring a team, you've got to put them in a hotel. Nitro is $38 a gallon now, so you're running
That's
10 times over the weekend. I mean, that's a lot of money to come race a car.
Yeah.
And we had people from Don Garlitz came out from Florida. Bruce Larson came out, whose car's in the exhibit. He brought one of his funny cars out and ran that, and then there were guys from Canada. There were people there from Australia, New Zealand, England. So I mean, the enthusiasm for what we do is, just continuing to grow, which is, really just great. It's wonderful.
And you can find all that stuff out on your website.
Yeah.
So go to this website again. And
museum.nhra.com.
Yeah, get a lot of information. talks about upcoming dates on different exhibits that are going to be there, shows. It's in the Fairplex in Pomona.
Yeah.
So they always have big shows, not just stuff with cars.
Oh,
but when I was there setting up the museum, there was a dog show.
Dog show, rabbit shows,
Rabbit show, didn't know
Amoeba
that existed.
show.
Okay, very good. Well,
tattoo shows,
sweet.
bike shows,
That
drag
works.
races, motorcycle events.
Yeah.
I mean, it's huge and busy, and it's
Awesome.
and the museum's only $7, parking's free. It's
Great.
it's
Well,
a
we
hell
really
of a deal.
appreciate what you do for the industry.
Oh,
and
thank you.
We appreciate you coming to visit Coker Tire
Oh,
and
it's been great.
driving down to Chattanooga, thriving metropolis.
I'll come back in another 50 years. Took me 50 years to get there.
Great. Well, check out his website and any kind of information. They've got email addresses on there. And Tony, we appreciate you coming.
Oh, thank you so much,
Thank
Casey.
you.
It was great.